If you have less than 20,000 pesos to spend on a tablet, is the Honor Pad 9 worth a look? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Tito James here and welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. Now, Honor has been on a roll lately with their budget-friendly offerings that can survive getting run over by a car and their chart-topping flagship devices. But you don't really hear much about their tablets like the Honor Pad 9. For 16,000 pesos, it checks a lot of the boxes when it comes to features you want, but there are also a few downsides to consider as well. Let's dive in. Of course, like any tablet, the first thing we're gonna have to look at is its screen. The Honor Pad 9 is equipped with a 12.1-inch display with great pixel density thanks to its WQXGA or 1600 by 2560 resolution. This makes the aspect ratio of the tablet 16 by 10, so you're getting less black bars when watching content compared to tablets that are 3 by 2. That also means slightly less vertical screen real estate for productivity tasks, which can come into play if you're planning on using the split screen function a lot. It's not a massive amount of space if I'm being honest, and not a deal breaker by any means, but it is worth noting. The Pad 9 also uses an IPS panel, so if you're a fan of the inky blacks of an AMOLED display, then this is something you're gonna have to compromise or pass on entirely depending on your priorities. Don't get me wrong, videos still look fantastic on the Honor Pad 9. I definitely enjoyed watching the first episode of the new season of Demon Slayer on this tablet, and of course, we have to sneak in some obligatory K-pop for some eye candy, plus show you how the colors are on this display. I swear, that's the reason why we put them in. Now, a lot of brands are also focusing on the sound quality of their tablets because they know that it's going to be either used for work or as a YouTube/Netflix machine, and Honor has managed to cram 8 speakers into the Honor Pad 9. Now, on the outside, we can only see 6 speaker grills in the landscape orientation. That's 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and 2 on the bottom, which a lot of people are saying hold both a tweeter and a woofer to get to that magic number. The tablet easily fills the room and sounds great, one of the best sounding tablets in my opinion in the mid-range segment. Here's a quick speaker test so you can kind of get an idea of what it sounds like. So again, a pretty decent display paired with even better speakers. Now, things to consider: doesn't use an OLED panel, less screen real estate compared to a 3 by 2 tablet, nothing too big. Now let's move on to performance. Before we get to that though, let's do a quick rundown of what the Honor Pad 9 offers under the hood. This tablet is packing a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, something that we first saw on the Honor X9B, and that's been paired with 8GB of RAM, which can then be boosted if you wanted to, plus 256GB of storage for our review unit. Looking at the benchmarks, you can see that the Pad 9 does lag behind the Snapdragon 870 of the Xiaomi Pad 6, so if you're looking for raw performance, at least in terms of benchmark scores, that may be a better option for you. Now, that's not to say that the Honor Pad 9 doesn't pack a punch. For my use, which is mostly writing, checking socials, and coordinating with the team, this gets the job done, and it gets the job done really well. And while I don't play Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, this did run COD Mobile smoothly at high settings, so the games I play like Slay the Spire ran really well on this machine. There is one snag though. There are some apps that aren't as optimized as we hoped, and the main problem being Facebook. I don't know if this is an Honor issue or Meta just being Meta, but Facebook will stick to its portrait orientation despite the tablet being in landscape. Now, one way to get around this is just to use Facebook as a floating window, but it does get pretty annoying since other Meta apps like Instagram seem to be working as intended. When it comes to battery life, the Honor Pad 9 lasted 10 hours and 27 minutes in our benchmark test and has easily gotten me through a whole day of work. It supports 35-watt charging, which is 2 more watts than the 33 watts of the Xiaomi Pad 6, and in 30 minutes I was able to go from 32 to 59%, so it will take over an hour and a half to fully charge this tablet. So in the category of performance and battery life, you've got a strong processing package on the Honor Pad 9, although if you're gonna play the benchmarks numbers game, it's definitely not the strongest. You will run into some issues with apps, particularly Facebook, but there's a workaround for it. And battery life is decent, but charging is a little bit slower compared to your faster charging phones, or if you're gonna compare this to the Xiaomi Pad 6s Pro, links somewhere here, or here I think, somewhere on screen for that video if you want to check it out. Now, just like most tablets, you can get the Honor Pad 9 with a keyboard attachment. The keyboard itself isn't bad. I've been doing a lot of writing on this tablet, and I did write the entire script for this video on the Honor Pad 9. It has really good travel, and despite its size, the keys don't feel cramped at all. But I do have two complaints about this case. One, you can't adjust the angle. 60 degrees, that's it. That's all you're getting, and by no means is it a bad angle, but a little adjustment would have been nice. Speaking of the angle, this is what it looks like on the Honor Pad 9. Pretty optimal for video calls, and this is what it looks like and what it sounds like as well. I'm sure you can hear my aircon, and I'm sure you understand why. The bigger complaint though is that you have to charge the keyboard separately, and you have to remember to turn it off so it doesn't die on you when you need it the most, because that's exactly what happened to me. I get it though, having pogo pins might have made this tablet a bit more expensive, but I'm sure there are some of you who can understand how I feel. This sounds more like a forgetful Tito problem, to be honest, and if you remember to charge the keyboard, good for you. I'm just sharing my experience with the Honor Pad 9, and the keyboard did die on me more times than I would like to recall for you guys. One big plus for the Honor Pad 9 is its build quality, because it is made out of aluminum, and while it did live in the keyboard case 95% of the time, it does feel good in the hand. I also like the camera placement on the Pad 9 since you're less prone to smudge it up. I still don't recommend using a tablet as your main shooter, but the 13 megapixel rear camera will do in a pinch if you really need to take photos and your phone isn't available to be used. Okay, so let's try to wrap this up, because the Honor Pad 9 does have a lot of things going for it. It did make our top 5 list of tablets under 20,000 pesos. The link will be down below if you want to check that list out. Again, you've got plenty of power under the hood, a great screen, and even better speakers for entertainment, decent battery life. Yes, there are things to consider, one being app optimization, the second one being the quirks of the keyboard attachment, but there are workarounds, and the other one is, I think, more of a me issue. The main thing to consider, I think, here is if you need a tablet for drawing, because as of checking the official Shopee page of Honor, they're not offering the Honor Choice Pen, which the Honor Pad 9 does support. But the Honor Pad 9 as is a really good tablet for you to check out if your budget is below 20,000 pesos. Now, the unit itself is 15,999. Bundled with the keyboard, the price for the Honor Pad 9 is 17,999. Personally, I do suggest getting this with the keyboard because it is worth it, and if you are looking for other options under 20,000 pesos, there is that list down below in the description box. But that's pretty much it for this one. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. That will really help us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Tito James. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you next time.